Hey everybody. Oh, am I muted? Hold on. Can y'all hear me okay? Hello, can y'all hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay. I think I'm okay. Oh, let me lean this back. Uh, how's everybody doing this morning? Wow, so it has been an interesting 48 hours. If y'all have seen, Texas and Louisiana is kind of under the gun. We've got Marco and Laura in the Gulf of Mexico. Well, Laura's almost in the Gulf of Mexico. So my Marco family, friends, kind of call ourselves family, but like, don't get so excited. They're like, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Don't be excited. I am a weather nerd. I grew up in North Texas, that is considered like literally an hour from the Oklahoma border. So I literally grew up in Tornado Alley. So when most people were running for the storm shelter, Misty was up there watching the clouds. I think maybe my true calling in life was a storm chaser and a meteorologist, though I wasn't good enough at math to be a true meteorologist. I have storm chased. At one time I had my certification to be a storm spotter. So when I get animated about storms, it's because I am a weather nerd, absolute weather nerd. So today, because I have a freezer full of meat, I thought we've got to get some meat canned because now during Harvey, we never, not one time, lost power. We did lose internet and we lost the cell towers went down for a bit. And hey, two family, you realize you're not on your Papa Z account, right? Keith?
Oh, hell.
I just noticed my husband's on his other YouTube account. We're going to turn this on real quick. So anyway, what we're going to do is I've got a ton of hamburger meat. My family's number one way to eat hamburger meat canned is Sloppy Joe. So we're going to make some Sloppy Joe. And I'll keep talking about weather. So I hope I don't bore you. I'm sorry, his emoji distracted me a little bit. I put some olive oil in the bottom of my pan, and I've got some red onion because that's what I had on hand. The grocery store was a little cray-cray yesterday, as you can imagine. This is the first time I think I read since 1933 we've had two storms in the Gulf at the same time. I mean, this just don't happen. And there's a good possibility they may both hit Texas. So, yeah, it's a kind of a 1-2 punch. Now, the National Weather Service, I kind of take the National Weather Service with a grain of salt. I have a good friend that is a meteorologist. He's not just a storm chaser. Some of those fellas you got to take with a big grain of salt, by the way. Anybody who all right, I got green bell pepper and I've got some red bell pepper. I'm throwing this all in the pot here. We're going to cook this down. Some of those storm chasers out there, you got to kind of take with a grain of salt. I have a friend. His name is Michael Phelps, not the swimmer, the meteorologist. He used to actually work for the Weather Channel. He is a real meteorologist, has a degree. I used to moderate his chat when he'd go out and chase. So I learned a lot from Mike. He's on Facebook and different stuff. You can look him up. He's like, you got to take the Weather Channel or the National Weather Service with a grain of salt, and I believe that they are. They're saying Marco will come in as a tropical storm. Here's the thing with Marco though. They're kind of predicting Marco not to go across the Bay of Campeche, and I'm probably saying that wrong. That's meaning it's not going to go over any landmass, and it's going to go into a very swampy, warm Gulf of Mexico. That's not a good combo, guys. And if you know anything about weather and anything about hurricanes, that's kind of a deadly combination. There is nothing to stop Marco from blowing up to a good, strong Cat 1, even a Cat 2 storm. Now, I read on Facebook, oh, they could merge. They could do this. The thing is, Marco and Laura are about a day and a half behind each other. So the likelihood that they're actually going to merge, could they? And that Laura would have to speed up for that to actually happen, for them to actually collide. So the possibility is actually really slim that that's going to happen. But the problem is Marco's going to bring a lot of water up, and then Laura is coming right on Marco's heels, and she's going to bring a lot of water. Either way, it's not a good scenario for the folks in Southeast Texas and Louisiana. Just not a good mesh. And if you can't tell, I am totally geeking out on all this. So I hope I'm not boring y'all. My husband's eyes, I'm sure, are already glazed over. Because he gets to hear, am I even plugged in? Nope. I'm sitting here stirring this crap up and I'm not plugged in. I'm sorry, guys. I'm like, why am I not getting hot over here? Because I'm talking weather. Pay attention, Misty. I am that weird person that when there's a good thunderstorm coming in, I'm out there looking up. This is just too cool, you know. I'm that weird person.
She's gonna get blown away one of these days.
Probably. It would be nice, but probably unlikely, Rustic Traditions, because, like I said, Laura is about a day and a half behind Marco. So there's a word for what could possibly happen at the Fuji or something, where they do this weird dance out in the Gulf. But Frank Billingstein, if you're from this area, he's the NBC weather guy. He's been there. He's forever on Channel 2. I actually really like Frank. He doesn't hype anything up. He's not a hype guy, and I really like him. He doesn't BS you. You know what I mean? He was a very solid, right on the point during Harvey. He called it during Ike. He doesn't play games. He's not there trying to scare you. I just like him. And he said the same thing. He's saying the same thing that I'm saying. It's like the Gulf is extremely warm right now, and don't dismiss this, because and the thing is, the American model and the European model are kind of matching up right now. And when those two guys can get along, you know, you got to kind of pay attention. And I hope nobody's eyes are glazing over right now, because it's just kind of my geek out. And because here's the thing, a lot of you guys in here are homesteaders. And my grandfather was a farmer by name and by trade. He was up every morning watching the weather. And I would a lot of times sit and watch the weather with him. He said, Misty, you need to pay attention to the weather, because your crops depend on them. So for anybody who says, well, I don't really watch the news, I don't watch the weather, you need to, because your crops depend on it. And I always took that to heart. He was very faithful to watch the weather forecast, because you need to know what it's going to do next week, and you need to know what it's going to do tomorrow. You need to know if there's a hailstorm coming. You need to know, don't get caught with your pants down. You know, can you control what it's going to do? No, not always, but you need to know what it's going to do. Can they be wrong? Absolutely. But a lot of times they have it right. And this was 40 years ago, this man was watching the weather. You know, he was telling me that when I was 6 or 7 years old. So I just always took that to heart. And, you know, and he built a storm shelter that is still solid today.
Shayla just can't remember.
Oh, Shayla, thank you, sweet friend. I love you so much. So I would say if you're getting into homesteading, have a garden, anything, you need to know what's going on in your world. Come on, little friend, you need to get hotter. I'm going to have to move this thing back on the stove. Or we're going to be here all day.
She's not even in here.
Huh?
She's not even in here. Yeah, but it was her.
I'm gonna have to move that back there. So we're gonna make sloppy Joe. Get these vegetables going. I'll show you what I got over here. I'll stop geeking so much on my weather. This is just a hamburger, and I have more. I'm going to be canning more meat today. I'm not going to go as long. I had thought about just leaving this open and showing y'all what all I'm going to be doing probably in the next 48 hours as far as my canning. But I have to stop today. I have a baby shower. So we're going to do our normal time. I may go a little bit, just depends on how long this takes. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pounds of hamburger. And I've got different kinds here. Some of it's organic, some not so much. But I got this all on, basically reduced at Kroger's. If you have a local Kroger or your local grocery store does reduced price meat, check it out and buy it up. There's nothing wrong with it. And I got some good deals on this stuff. But my freezer is stuffed. And that's the bad thing about hurricanes is you can lose power. And then you've got, if you're down more than a day, if I've got an electric stove. So I have no way of cooking it if it does go down. So, and unfortunately, like if I had my own place, oh my gosh, and that reminds me, I got to tell you all something. I know, squirrel. All right, let me finish that train of thought and then I'll go back to the next. Okay, so, we are, so if, anyway, we lose power, we don't have a barbecue grill anymore. We used to have a Weber, that we could cook stuff out on the grill. When we moved here, we had to get rid of it. And it was old. So we made the choice of getting rid of it because it was kind of falling apart anyway. All right, I may move this over to the stove over there because it is taking forever to getting going. So, as I kind of shared last week, we're not going to move to North Texas. Hey, Mr. Willie, how are you, my friend? So, we kind of did a thing. We are talking with a lender. I didn't know if we had a snowball chance, and you know what? You didn't catch me, Mr. Willie. And apparently we actually do. There are a couple of things we need to work on. Not major. He wants us to do like a secured credit card because neither one of us have credit cards. I just haven't ever done them because I didn't want to accumulate any debt. I've just really tried real hard to avoid anything like that. The car we're buying, we use a tote to note. I've never even bought from a real dealership. I mean, really, our biggest problem is we don't have any established credit other than like rental history type credit. And he's like, okay, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go, both of you, open a secured credit card, keep a $10 balance on it for like a month, and I'll have your credit high enough and we can get you an FHA loan. Really? He's like, yeah. Or I can get you the USDA loan and get you some land and we'll get you in a house. For real? Yeah. So we're gonna, and this is like a reputable guy. I have a really good friend that is a realtor here in town, and this is a above board reputable. He's got a great reputation here in the local area, and he just helped a good friend of mine buy a house here in town. He specializes in folks like us, getting them qualified to get a home. Oh my gosh. Absolutely, I will keep them in our prayers, honey. Okay. Love you, Shayla. So anyway, that's kind of where that's where we're at. And so we'll see where we're at. I told him what we want, not looking for anything. My main thing is I want half an acre to an acre of land that I can have out of town, that I can have my little goats or my chickens, a couple of ducks, maybe a goat. That's still being debated between me and my husband. And main thing's chickens. I definitely want birds. That's the main thing. I wouldn't mind having a milk goat. And a garden. Gotta have a garden. So anyway, definitely keep us in your thoughts and prayers on that. And that we just got to get some money down get some money saved up for any potential down payment. So that is what we are working on. So he said that these loans would like us because of the fact that we both, are on disability and stuff, and that we have guaranteed income. So. You know what, Mr. Willing? I don't even care if it has some of that lovely grass that Lippy's so worried about. I just want some that's my own grass. You know what I mean? I just want something that's mine that I don't have to share with nobody else. That's all I care about. That I can have some chickens. And I don't have to have a landlord telling me what I can do with it. That's all I care about. I don't even care if it has any of that grass. I ain't that picky. I need a bowl to pour this out so I can get this meat going, Keith.
And Papa's to the rescue.
Papa's to the rescue because he's taller than me. And whatever house I get, I swear to God, I do not want cabinets so tall that I have to rely on my husband to get crap out. This is supposed to be a handicap unit. We didn't ask for that. That's just what they gave us. What handicapped person can, look at this, guys. What handicapped person can get stuff out of that?
For that top shelf.
I'm 5'5".
Yeah.
I ain't a short person. Good Lord. All right, I'm gonna pour my peppers in there. All right, let's get the meat going. Could you imagine?
We're gonna need scissors for that one.
Okay. Did you find the scissors?
Yeah, I got them right on top.
Okay. Could you imagine a short person trying to get anything out of those cabinets? Nope. Sound like Lippy now. Nope. Oh, well. Foodie on me. This is hamburger patties. Got paper in it. Ain't that done? It's okay. It's not going to be hamburger patties now. All right. I said this is just a mixed bag of different types of meat that's all getting thrown in the pot. And I'm going to season it up good. I got every bit of this on sale, so. Now, I had already turned some of this hamburger meat into chili. Some of it I just cooked hamburger. I canned hamburger. But my family, by far, likes the Sloppy Joe the best. Rinse my hands off real quick. And then I'm going to start seasoning this meat a little bit. You said you had me a towel over here, Keith?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's behind me.
Oh, good grief. Now, the recipe that I'm using is out of the Ball Book, and you can make just the sauce by itself and can that. I like going ahead and putting the hamburger meat in it. And I kind of tweak it too. I kind of put my own stuff in it. Just because it wouldn't be Mama Z's if I didn't tweak stuff, you know? So I'm curious, who in the chat has ever been in a hurricane? We'll start there and then I'll ask. Because there's only one major weather event I haven't been a part of that I'm sure there's one person I know of that has been.
Living Miracle has.
Living Miracle has. Which hurricanes have you been in? Give me the names. Rustic, which hurricane have you been in? Harvey? Ike? You live down here, don't you? That's right, you live in Florida. So you've been in Michael and Michael's the main one I remember. Michael was a mess.
Hurricane Andrew out there?
Andrew was out there, yeah. Ike and Harvey are the two that we were mainly impacted here with. we actually weren't in Ike. We were impacted in the aftermath of Ike. We moved here. Oh, Erica, yeah. 2 weeks after Ike. That was ridiculous. Dear Jesus. Irma. Good Lord. Harvey was the Mr. Williard Kelton. I won't say it. Harvey was the jerk that kept on giving, because Harvey come ashore, went back out into the Gulf, come back up, and sat on us for what, 7 days?
Something like that.
It just wouldn't die, would not die. I mean, and I'm technically, we're 80 miles from Galveston, but we're 30 miles from Houston, right? We had a tornado less than a quarter mile from our house. All right. We had flooding all around us.
These apartments are great.
Yeah, we did great here, other than the internet went down. Harvey was just the jerk that would not go away.
Said, what about Hurricane Lippy?
Hurricane Lippy. I didn't know Lippy at the time. But I was just like, we couldn't leave the house because everything was flooded around us. All the restaurants were closed. The first restaurant we could go to after we could get out was Cracker Barrel. And the Cajun Navy, if y'all have never heard of the Cajun Navy, these guys and gals from Louisiana, God bless them. And I still get emotional thinking about it. They came in with their bass boats and there were some of them at the Cracker Barrel. Let me tell you what, people were buying their breakfast. I don't think Cracker Barrel charged them, but they were going to charge them anyway. But people were saying, we want to buy their breakfast. Please don't charge them. Here, take my credit card. Please let us buy their breakfast. Because these people were coming from Louisiana in droves to save the people in this area that were stuck in their homes because the National Guard couldn't get to them. They couldn't get to them. Couldn't get to them. FEMA couldn't get to them. Yeah, don't get me going on the federal government's response to it.
Yeah.
Hey, Don Golf. How you doing, sweet friend? Man, you talk about the best of us coming out. The best of us. We didn't have $50 to our name that morning. I mean, we hadn't got paid yet. We had a little bit of money, but it's like we were going to get breakfast. That's how it was. But I remember I walked up to them and I said, God bless you guys. They felt like the cavalry had come to save us. It was, and I know I'm getting all emotional about it, but it was like that parking lot over there at Cracker Barrel was filled with bass boats. These were just average people coming to save us. That's what it felt. It was amazing, guys. It was amazing. This wasn't the federal government. This wasn't even the state of Texas. This was every day, men and women showing up saying, you know, the old Bible saying of God saying, who am I going to send? Here I am, God send me. That's what it was. Just average human being saying, here I am. I'll save you. Because the government wasn't doing a dang thing. Nope. And that's what it's going to take, guys. Me and you, we going to save each other. Ooh, yeah, don't go down that rabbit hole, Misty. But there was one hurricane. Help me remember, guys. What was it? The year before, Louisiana, New Orleans got hit by one.
Katrina?
No, it wasn't Katrina. It was just like the year before Harvey.
Oh.
It may not have been a hurricane. It was a flood. We sent a crap load of people to New Orleans. Same thing. We showed up. Probably gonna have to drain this meat off a little bit in a minute. I need to take some pictures. I'll put it on my YouTube channel. My cabinet in there, man, we could sit comfortable. We could. Yes, I am much more prepared now than I was during Harvey. That's for dang sure. I mean, I've always been a little bit stored up, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm a whole lot more prepared now than I was during Harvey. That's for sure. I may have to put this over. This dang thing just does not get hot enough. I think it's because I'm such a geek. I'm a total weather geek. I'm gonna dump this meat real quick because it's. Yeah, move those lids. I may. Okay. I may put this over on the big stove, guys. This thing just don't get hot like it needs to. So when you're cooking something big like this, it takes it 10 times as long. I can put it over there and have this stuff ready to put all the good stuff in it in 2 minutes. And then I'll dump it. I'll just sit over there for a minute and then I'll just leave it on because I'll bring it back over here. Let it stay hot.
Okay.
Let me have my other pot and I'll go ahead and start making the sauce up. And then I'll just mix that when that meat's ready. My other little.
This one?
Yeah. That's fine. I'll go ahead and start putting the sauce together and then I can just. All right, I'm gonna add 4 cups of tomato sauce. This is just canned tomato sauce. I haven't got my other tomato sauce from all those tomatoes made yet, so we're just improvising. Got some tomato paste. We'll just do this in stages. And this is just the recipe out of the Ball book. You can also find it on the Ball website. And it's a good recipe. I've made this before, so some apple cider vinegar. Some brown sugar. And I'm adding to it just a little bit, so let me stir this real quick. Y'all see how fast this is going to cook up over here? Yeah, you may have to keep an eye on it for me a little bit. Yep. All right. I'm adding 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. I don't have a whisk out. I knew I was forgetting something. Now, I'm adding to this a little bit of garlic. That's not on the recipe, but we like garlic. And I'm adding a little bit of Slap Your Mama. This stuff, I tell you what, Chris and Stacy from Yellow Rose Homestead turned me onto it, and I really like it. Pepper. My funky whisk. A little bit more salt. And then we're just going to mix it up. My mother got me this whisk for Christmas, I think. I am still working on the cookbook. I'm still working on getting the new camera too, guys. Just a lot of stuff all at once, so you'll As you see, Shayla became a member today. Thank you, Shayla. I really appreciate everything that I make, guys, and super chats, memberships, AdSense, all that stuff is still going towards getting me a new camera. So, because I've said before, my phone, I record my lives on a little cheap, when I say cheap, I paid like $7 for it, webcam. And then my videos, I record with my cell phone. My cell phone does some kind of weird light check. We can't fix it. We have done everything. I've watched videos on it. My cell phone is a cheap, well, it wasn't cheap. It wasn't cheap for us. We paid over $100 for it at Walmart. I mean, we do like Walmart Family Mobile. But it was expensive for us. Cell phone, and I thought I was getting an upgrade. Well, apparently wasn't a big upgrade. It does some kind of weird light check. Cannot get it to do it. And if you watch my videos, you can see it. I tried to adjust for it. I try to edit it out. I can't. So anyway, all that to say, I'm working really hard to save up to get a real camera. So, and I'll get there. I'm not, all in due time, right? But here's the thing. Be sure when you watch one of my videos, if you can comment, give me a thumbs up, share out my videos. Every one of those is worth about 4 cents. Another creator shared that with me. So, or anybody's videos for that matter. Every time you give a video, a live chat, anything, give it a thumbs up, a share, a comment. It's worth about 4 cents. So, now not the comments in the chats, but like commenting on a video or a thumbs up in AdSense, it's worth about 4 cents. So, which I thought was really fascinating. That's how YouTube sees that. So that's why, creators always say, be sure to like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment, thumbs up. That's why. Because that's what it's worth to a creator. See how quick that cooked up over there on the stove for just a minute? My next house. This is one thing that I'm looking for. All right. I want one of those islands with stove in the center. How cool would that be, guys? Or an outbuilding that I can build a studio in. Okay. That would be even better. All right. We there? All right. Let's get this puppy put together. Seriously? Sorry, guys. Thank you. Probably spam, wasn't it?
From Michigan. I don't know anybody in Michigan.
I don't know nobody in Michigan. All right, we're going to move that back over here and put it all together. And put our peppers back in here. Turn that off because they figure my Marco's still on and everybody's going to go, oh, we see Marco's back on. Let's see how much we can talk. Because I know my family and they're going to have a field day. Hi, Sherry. Missy forgot to silence her phone. Let's light her up. Because they love me that much. All right, we're going to pour our sauce on. Now, this Sloppy Joe is so good, guys. And it's really easy for my daughter cooks dinner on Fridays, sometimes Thursdays, because those are the 2 days that I work at my church. I have a little part-time job. And it's easy for her to pop open jars, heat it up, and we'll eat it on usually Hawaiian rolls because that's how I like it because I can't eat that much. And it's super easy. Did you look that up in the ball book for me?
What,
The processing time.
75 minutes?
All right, that's what I thought. And then we're going to process this for 75 minutes. All right. Get my jars over here. Now my jars I have sterilized ahead of time. I hope I've got enough jars made up. You want to come hand me jars? And this just makes for very quick, easy dinners. I'm using pint jars because that's what my canner holds. If you canned in quart jars, definitely could do this in quart. Now I've got a little tool that I'll go around and make sure there's not any air bubbles in. We probably eat more of this than anything else that I can. May have to boil some more jars. May have to do it, Daddy.
I don't know, you still got 7 over here.
I still got a lot of stuff in there. We'll see. Definitely going to be 2 rounds in the canner. All right, give me another one. And the thing is, I probably have enough meat in the freezer to do another batch. And probably will. I would have done a lot more today if I didn't have that baby right now, if I didn't have that baby shower to go to here in a little bit. But a good friend of mine is having a baby. They have tried for a long time. And she had lost a baby right before they found out they were pregnant with this one. So it's a real, no, I guess we'll be okay. A really cool thing. So I'm happy to go and celebrate their baby with them. So, okay. I'm going to go ahead and smush this before I load up. Well, no, it's okay. Let me have one more jar. Then I want to try to smush, not do two more. But then I want to try to, I need to smush these a little bit.
Jump out the ditch, right?
Yep. I think it needs a vinegar rag. Smush these down a little bit, kind of. Want to kind of always smush everything down because it will settle. Try to pack. I always like to anyway. Try to pack my jars. Get all the air out. Because if you don't, it's been my experience anyway, that you'll end up with jars that are about half full after you. Shayla can tell you that this has definitely been a learning curve for me since I started pressure canning. Shayla is kind of the guru in my group. Or she has been for me. I'll ask Shayla 50 million questions like, is it supposed to look like this? Shayla's like, you're fine. I want to get, because a lot of you know, I use the electric canner. I want to get me a Presto, but when I went to go buy one, back when the pandemic started, they all sold out. I cannot afford an American canner. Let's face it, they're expensive. So I was going to get a Presto canner. I need another jar. And things have gotten in the way. And there are other things that I've been trying to get. And when you're on a fixed income, you know, and my electric canner works right now, so that's what I'm using. I use a Power Pressure Pro XL. And it's working right now, so that's what we use. But it is on the list for me to get a Presto. Now that I'm more comfortable pressure canning and kind of gotten over the fear of pressure canning. My husband's still a little nervous about it, I think, but I'm not. I'm fully confident in my ability to do it, so I am not worried in the least. All right. I think one more and that will do it. That'll do it. They showed up this morning, the lawn people, and started mowing. I was thinking, why in the Sam Hill are they mowing on a Saturday? Don't they know I do a live show on Saturday? I mean, come on. But, I mean, really, even for people who want to sleep in on Saturday, they usually, like, do this on Tuesday. I'm sure there was a lot of people that weren't just thrilled around here today. All right. That's not 100% full, but it'll be okay. Maybe some more tomato sauce. I'll put a little bit more. open the other can. Some of these don't have a lot of juice. Some of these don't have just a ton of juice. I'm gonna kind of cap them off with some tomato sauce. Versus like putting water on them. And this is no sodium tomato sauce, so I'll add a little bit of salt to them. Okay. I have done this before, by the way, and they turned out just fine. So. Okay. I just don't want them to be dry. All right, so I'm going to wipe down my rims. Is this off now?
Yeah.
Can you move that out of the way? Just sit it on the stove. All righty. Hey, Brickload. How are you? These are brand new lids, by the way. These are going to take 2 rounds in my canner to be able to can all these. And we are coming up on our hour mark, guys, so I'm probably not going to probably just release you guys and we'll start the canning part of this on our own. But anyway, oh, one more. All right, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 jars of Sloppy Joe. Awesome. We got 11 jars of Sloppy Joe, and I've still got so much more canning to do. I've got some tomato sauce I want to get done because from all the, if you saw my other video of all the tomatoes that I got at the store the other day, you know, I got all those tomatoes for 50 cents a pound. I went back 2 days later and they were up to $1 a pound. They doubled in price. So things are going to start going up, guys, with all the fires in California. If you stumble across a good deal at the grocery store and you don't grow your own vegetables, I mean, I grew a little bitty garden out here in front of my apartment this year. It wasn't much. You know, Well, you run across a good deal, guys, buy it up. The guy at the grocery store looked at me like I had two heads. When I said, can I have a bigger bag? Because I'm fixing to buy a crap load of these, of the tomatoes. He kind of looked at me like, but he did. He looked at me like I was stupid. I don't care. They can look at me like I'm an idiot. And then I saw him when I went back the other day, and I said, $1 a pound, huh? And he just grinned at me. So you run across a good deal at the grocery store, and you have the means to preserve stuff, buy it up. You know, because
Just because why they went up so high because you bought them all.
no, they went up because there's going to be food shortages. I believe that. I truly believe that. After that big land hurricane or whatever it was and the fires in California, food's going to go up and there's going to be some shortages. So you run across a good deal, grab it. So if you are in the path of these storms that are coming in the Gulf, stay safe. I will be praying for you guys. You guys keep us coastal people in your prayers next week. Lord willing, creeks don't rise. I'm going to be putting out my same amount of videos. So I love you guys. God bless. I'm going to release y'all. We got stuff to do, and I'm sure y'all do too. So thank you so much for joining me today. Y'all have a great week. God bless. Let's see.